So, Nick, tell us about the Time Grappler. I mean, it's fascinating to me because I'm watching this big guy bang down on an anvil-like thing. What are we listening to? And it's not just, waking up in the morning and going to bed at night. There's also it's kind of an alarm system basically for the planet in a way.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we had talked early on about Ferrix. It's a very sort of metallurgically oriented, masonry oriented construction building kind of society. And so the question was, what does that actually sound like? Obviously, I saw drawings of what this was going to look like. And obviously, we wanted it to have a very, very strong resonant sound. But I think the real fun of it wasn't just figuring out the sonics of that. I think the fun was actually talking to Tony and watching Tony come up with an entire kind of codified, lexicon of what each of the different grappler tunes. There was actually sort of a meaning to each of those. They come at a different time of day. They were all named, so each one has its own kind of ident, and
I just called them up. I just called it up.
Here we go. Yeah.
Like, you don't need a watch in Ferrix, like in Ferrix, nobody wears a watch. The day is marked by 8 of those bells, and so they all, we begin, daylight, those who sleep, work now, midday, end of day, feed someone, and rest now. And that's how you live your life in Ferrix, and all those bells, that's how you grow up. And so, I mean, we're trying to make a place that has a soulful history to it, and really has an identity and a, an ethnographic reality to it. And my God, what better way than to get into people's ears every day and to have them move around. And so we built. Did we build all 8? I can't remember. Did we build all 8? I think
we have all 8. We didn't. I don't think we used all 8.
No, we only used a couple. We had bigger plans at one point, but we built 8. Yeah,
made them all. And the way it was, initially I started sketching things out in my studio here, and then we actually took a field trip and we went to Tony's basement. Tony had told me that he had this
whole metal in my basement.
A lot of metal in his basement, all these pipes and boilers and things. And so, we took a Zoom mic and recorder and went in there, and we just were like clanging on, pipes and things. And then we took those back and analyzed what we had, brought forth. And then what I did was I actually took those sounds and melded them with some of the things I had already been working with. It was important that they were, that they were sort of intervals. I felt that you could almost infer sort of a meaning from some of the intervals, and they couldn't be too complicated for fear that, they're not immediately recognizable to a whole, community. So we had a lot of fun with that, but you're actually hearing a sort of, crafted and distorted sound of Tony's pipes in his basement.